So as you can see, we are looking at Squad Foundations MLS. There are two available. One is online mode and the other one is offline. We're going to be looking at offline today. So we get ourselves this CDM here, 3-star, 4-star. Looks like an okay card, nothing too crazy, 83 rated. And then we need to assist 4 goals across as using MLS players in semi-pro difficulty or in rivals. And we get ourselves the Cam, 4-star skill, 3-star weak foot. Looks like a pretty good card with agility and balance, especially where he's coming at 5'7". And he has really good traits as well. On to our next one is score 10 goals using MLS players with minimum 80 pace and squad battles. Play 20 games with at least 7 MLS in your starting squad. And then we have patriotic victory, which is win 10 games in either squad battles and semi-pro or in rivals with at least 7 MLS players. He's an 82 rated left back. Can only play a left back. He's got great acceleration, good sprint speed, really good agility and balance, and not the worst defending for an 82. So basically there's a few tricks you can do. I'm going to show you some in-game tactics and of course best way to use the formation. So we need to have at least 7 MLS players. So a little trick you can do here, if you don't know, especially in squad battles, you can basically make 5 substitutions. So let me go make an MLS team and then show you what I would probably do if you were in a similar situation to me with a team, or you have not better or worse players as it were. So I've got quite a few informs, so I'm quite lucky in that sense. But if we do this, we just make our team quickly. We've got ourselves 5 MLS here. Looks like they're going to be mainly silver by the looks of it. That's not a problem. So that's 7 MLS players, as you can see. We are going to get ourselves as much chem as we possibly can. Again, this is only for purposes in terms of how tactics work. So as you can see here, we've got 7 MLS. Now anybody else can play wherever they want. So we are going to get our best players that we possibly can for this. So the best players would be just anybody in particular in your team. So let me just go get a goalkeeper that's not from MLS. Don't think you have to worry too much of chemistry if you're going to do this in squad battles. Of course, if you're going to do this in rivals, you'd want to basically have your main team that you normally have and build a team around it, essentially. So if we do this, we go to centre-back. We'll play Rudiger there, for example. And then anybody up front. Once you've done that, you want to need to have a bench of the rest of your main players that you normally have. So let's use an example. We need a couple midfielders here. So we could use, for example, Muller, Sterling, and Son. And then we need a couple defenders as well because the defence is not the greatest. You could use Sule there. So, for example, we could use our right mid that we need. And then we go back to our defence here, Sule. And let's just say, for argument's sake, you had, I don't know, Roberto Carlos. And that is our full team there. One more position left to go. So, you can make 5 substitutes, as I mentioned. So, the first thing I'll do is take off the centre-back, put on the centre-back. If I need a striker, bring on a striker, for example. But you do need goals with people with 80 pace. So, in terms of tactics, I'm going to show you what I use for my main team here. We've got 2 tactics available for us. So, we have got ourselves the first tactic being a 4-1-2-1-2 brackets 2, and I'm just going to show you the brief breakdown. So you want to have balanced, 70 width, 32 depth, balanced, direct passing, 70 width, players in the box 7, 2 on corners, 2 on free kicks, and that's how the formation is going to look. And you want to have basically your 2 strikers up front, your main striker who's going to get you the most goals, or your slower striker as a left striker. The person who's better at passing is the right. Your CDM is your most defensive, and your left centre mid is going to be your second most defensive, with these all being attacking. These 3 players will rotate around each other, and your left back and right back will push up as well as sit back. So in terms of instructions, we've got default, getting behind, default, stay forward, default, 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 default. The same for our cam. Our right centre mid is going to have get forward and everything else on balanced. Our left centre mid is going to be stay back while attacking, everything else on balance. And our CDM is going to be stay back while attacking, and it's going to be cover centre. Our left back and right back are going to be stay back and overlap. And basically, when you don't have the ball, it goes into a 4-4-2. But as soon as you win the ball, these 4 players will run straight away into attack. Your left back and right back will push up. But as soon as you pass the ball back, they will turn around and come back on defence. If you don't like that formation as much, you can try this one here, 4-3-2-1. This is the one I've been using the most. So it's going to be balanced, 47 width, 55 depth, balanced, direct passing, 55 width again. 6 players in the box, and then this is down to preference 2 and 2, but you can change it if you want to. And how this formation works. So, you're going to want to have your striker, who is your fastest striker or the quickest one over time as the striker. Your second striker as the right centre forward. And then this guy's going to play left wing, and your right centre mid is going to play right mid, or this right centre mid here. You're going to move to right wing. So you're going to have a 4 up front. Fofana and Kessie. Fofana is your most defensive, and Kessie is your second most defensive. You're going to sit in the pocket ready to defend. And then your left back and right back is how they are. In terms of instructions, you want to have a look at something like this. So stay central, getting behind, stay forward. Stay central, getting behind, stay forward. So these 2 are basically the same. Your left centre mid is going to come back on defence, and your your left winger is going to stay back on defence. But your right centre mid is going to be all default, and he will naturally go out to the right hand side, giving you 3 attack with the right hand 4 attack. Your left centre mid, who's going to be your second most defensive, is going to stay back while attacking and also cover centre. And your CDM is the exact same. So them two will sit just in front of your two centre backs here, while everybody else will either stay forward or come back and help. Your left back, and you want to have your most attacking and most defensive, whichever one's the better one out of the two, to be pushing forward. So this one's going to be balanced attack and overlap, and our most defensive one would be stay back while attacking and overlap. The reason why they're on overlap is because if you get the space, they will run, but as soon as you pass it, they will turn around, whereas Mendy will stay forward, giving us a 5 attack. So we'd have our right centre mid here, our 2 strikers, our left wing, and then our left back all attacking, and you just want to cross the ball in every single time. Really, really helpful and great to break down oppositions. If you have any more questions, as always, comment down below. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that like button and subscribing. And most importantly, don't forget, you have got 5 substitutes. So make sure you use them, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.